Hello, YouTube. It's Amy. As you can see, we are sitting in front of the Christmas tree. Christmas has always been my favorite time of the year. I love putting up the lights and the decorations. This year is our first year in our new house. After 13, 14 years living in another house, we moved in September, and this is where we are now. So this is our first year here in Highland, Michigan. But before, we were living in White Lake. Anyhow, like I said, Christmas is my favorite time of the year. Growing up with my brothers and my sister and my mom and dad, we would go different places at Christmas time. Excuse me. And a lot of the times we would go up north to my dad's parents, my grandma and grandpa Allen's house. And they had a farm that my grandpa had taken care of before he got older. And he had built the farm. He had built the farm himself. He built the barn and their house. But it was always so beautiful up there because they'd get a lot of snow and it would get really deep. I mean, we're talking like knee deep. And as kids, that's pretty deep. And a lot of things that I remember the most was they had a wood stove in their living room, and my grandma used to cook on a wood stove in the kitchen. And I remember it getting so warm in the kitchen, and then how we would do up all the dishes after every meal. And my grandma never believed in just using a few plates. She always used everything that she had in the cabinets, and she didn't believe in paper plates. So when she made meals, you knew you were going to be doing dishes for a good while. But she was an awesome cook. She would make pancakes and bacon and toast, and we would drink out of jam jars. That was really cool. I can remember when we would get close to their house, because my grandma, you would always see her standing in the window waiting for us. And where they live in Onaway, or where they lived in Onaway, is a small town, and the houses are spread far out. But you could always see the light on in their house as we were coming down the road, long stretch of road. And she would be waiting up for us no matter what time it was. She'd be up waiting for us. She'd be standing in the window. And it was a special time. And there's so many memories. I can remember the smell of the wood stove and the wood burning. And my grandfather sitting in his chair, his green chair with his blanket over it. And he would be reading. Or he'd just be sitting there. He wasn't a real talkative man that I can remember. He was very quiet. My grandma, she loved to talk, and she would tell us all kinds of stuff, and she would knit, and she would make us really, really special stuff for Christmas. It was homemade stuff that you couldn't just go out and buy in a store, and it always meant more. And at Christmas time, she would make all four of us, as we got older, loaves of banana nut bread, so we wouldn't fight over it. So we each had a loaf of our own. And she always made sure that when we left, we had plenty of food to take with us on the trip back. But there was one part as we were driving up north, and I don't remember where, but I always liked it when the lights would hit, because you could always see the snow coming down, and that just stuck in my head for the longest time. And we'd take the station wagon that my mom and dad used to have, and I would lay in the back with all my stuff, my dolls and stuff, and I remember us asking, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Because it always seemed like it took forever to get there. It was like a 4 or 5 hour drive. And my dad always wanted to stop. At every car he's seen, he always had to stop and check it out. So it just seemed like it took even longer. But we were so happy when we got there because we knew Grandma would be up waiting for us. And she would just spend time with us, and these are memories that I'll have for the rest of my life. So I would love to hear from all of you and your favorite memories of Christmas time, what you did as a child or where you went, or just something that you share with your kids and just special memories.